Hey, so I want to ask you the question, what do you do when you have inactive subscribers on your email list? They're not opening your emails, they're not clicking your emails, but yet somehow you're still paying for them. And you have to remember, out of all the things in your business to do, to just go in your email list and manually unsubscribe them because you don't want to pay for subscribers that are not engaged subscribers. Well, I don't believe in having to remember in order to do that. I want to have an automation that does it for me. And I'm about to show you how to do exactly that. But before we get started, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tina. I help knowledge creators like you automate your business so that you can get more time in your business, truly to focus in on your zone of genius and avoid burnout at the end of the day. So if that sounds like you, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. So today we're going to be talking about this concept on how to keep the list clean. I like a clean list. Just the same way I like a clean house, I like a clean list, right? And so, really, the purpose behind this, like what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about why you don't want to keep everyone on your email list. And I know this is super hard because there's this concept of people will unsubscribe, and we don't like rejection. We don't want that to happen. But the truth of the matter is that just actually happens. So we want to automate the removal of the dead weight of the people. Again, we don't want to pay for subscribers that are not engaged. But I also want to walk you through a real world example of how does this actually work in my corner of the internet? Like, how does this work on the inside of it? I'm going to show you how that looks like, right? And so let's have like a heart to heart conversation. And I'm sorry, it's a true reality of the world. But the true reality is that not everyone is going to want to stay on your corner of the internet. Definitely have had a lot of people leave in my corner of the internet. It's normal, it happens, right? And I like to have a little bit of a mindset shift, is that it's not that people are leaving, it's just that you are making space for the future people that want to stay there, right? And so the thing is like, you don't want to keep for everyone because not every subscriber should be treated equal. At the end of the day, they're people at the end of the day. And if they choose to self opt out, that's okay, right? Why would you want to have a friendship or a relationship where somebody doesn't show up, doesn't talk to you, doesn't hang out with you? Like, that's not a friendship, right? And so I kind of like take the same mentality when it comes to having an email list. It's like, it's okay. People leave. That's fine, right? And so again, relationships with no engagement are not worth keeping. And honestly, I'm not an email expert from a deliverability perspective, but from what I'm understanding is that like you don't want to continue sending emails to individuals who are not opening your emails because I think it hurts like the deliverability of your score. Again, not an expert in this, but this is just from what I've heard through the grapevine, right? And so there's also this layer of like when it comes to having email subscribers, like you do have to pay for subscribers. Like the more you grow your list, that is a rising cost, right? So why again, you don't want to pay for subscribers that are not going to be engaging with you. And so only pay for subscribers that actually matter, right? So what does it look like in terms of automating the removal of the dead weight? And so I like to think of it. Let's kind of do it here, right? I like to think of it from the perspective of like I call it my breakup sequence automation. Like we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna break up maybe by the end of this, right? But really what kind of triggers this, and I'm gonna walk through the example. I want to give you a little bit of a high level, is anyone who joins my email list, I have it so that 45 days after they join the list, they're gonna go through this filter, right? And this filter is essentially like, are you a person who does not open my emails? I've sent you more than 30 plus emails and you have not opened it, you've not clicked it, you have not done anything, right? And so if that is the case, then I'm going to send you my first email. If that is not the case and you do not belong to that area, then I'm going to leave you alone. We're going to still be part of my world. Congratulations, right? But if you do not join my world, right, and you don't engage with my emails, then I'm going to send you one email, right? And this email is this essentially going to have something that says, "Hey, like, should we break up?" Right? Like, break up? Question mark. Is it you? Is it me? Let's have that conversation, right? And if you're like, no, I want to stay part of this list, then great. Click this link, and then when you do the link click, you're actually going to stay on the list and just leave it alone. Leave alone, right? And so if they don't click, then sorry, we're going to have a little bit of unsubscribe piece here. And maybe you want to add like a delay area, right? And so, excuse my chicken scratch, but that's essentially the point. Like, you want to automate this process because you have a lot of things to do in a business, especially if you're a knowledge creator, you're creating courses, you're creating programs, you're working with clients. Like, this is probably not a high priority thing. And the end of the day is like, unfortunately, because it's not a high priority thing, you still end up paying for things, even though they're not high priority. And so this is why we want to automate all those inactive subscribers. And so I'm going to walk you through an example of what that actually looks like, right? So the first thing that I want you to know, let's kind of move over here. The first thing that I want you to know is that it's important to do this in a way where, like, for me personally, I use MailerLite. There is not a great unsubscribe flow that I've been able to find, so I've created my own. And so what I do is I create something called a segment, right? So if a person has received more than 30 emails from me, then and they have not opened any of them, then they're going to be put in this inactive for 30 plus emails segment. And so there's no perhaps like specific rhyme of reason on why I did 30 emails. The reason, I guess, for me personally is I send pretty much like daily emails, and if you like have gone a month without like even like opening any of them, then more than likely like I should just not have you on my list, right? And so it might be different for you, right? If you are someone who sends like a weekly email, maybe it could be 4 emails. All right. If you send a weekly email, if they're like, if I send you more than 4 emails and you haven't opened any of them, maybe you don't want to have them on your list. Again, that frequency, whatever number is for you, will be different. But let's kind of walk through the automation here. So I have it so when a person joins the list, and I like basically have it where like I want a person to wait 45 days, right? I had said you could do 30 days, you could do 6 months, like you could do whatever the cadence is for you. But for me, I wait 45 days. And so my filter, as you see here, is if they belong to the inactive for 30 plus emails, then go through this flow. If not, again, leave them alone. So you don't have to do anything here. But basically, we had that first breakup email where maybe we should break up. It looks like 39 people went through that, right? And so basically, when they get the email, there's a call to action of like click the link in the email. And if they click the link, great. But if they don't click the link, then, maybe we should break up after the 5-day delay. I feel like that's a good enough time. Essentially, we go through this scenario where like, okay, if people did get it, then you stayed with us. I send like a confirmation email. If they don't, then we're going to mark them as unsubscribed. And it looks like we did save 2 subscribers if we're going from like 39 to 37 here. But that's a good example where like this is pretty much like automated for me, where I don't have to remember to do this. And so like I know you're kind of thinking to yourself maybe like, why even do this? Like this is such a small activity, right? But if you could automate the small activities, like your costs of paying for subscribers that are unengaged are going to go down because you have automation like this where you're only keeping subscribers again that are engaged, right? So you're having a savings cost by implementing this automation. You're also having like a time and like a piece of sanity saved in this as well, because you don't have to try to remember alongside with all the to-do lists that you have in your business, right? And so if you're really thinking about like, okay, like I love this, I want to know more automations, I want to know all the tools that you use in order to automate a business, then definitely comment the word tools and I'll send you all the information. I'll send you my tools recommendation alongside with all the automations that are correlated to each tool that I recommend, right? And if it's a good fit, then definitely consider joining us. You'll have the option to let us know that you want to join the waitlist for Leverage Creator, which is the program where I actually teach knowledge creators like you how to automate your business. So super excited for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.